Happy holidays on a 17-4 run in the NFL player props. Ho, ho, ho. Let's talk some football, baby. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to talk some NFL player props, baby, for week 16. Only 3 weeks left, and it's NFL playoff time. I am jacked up, ready to go. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope everyone has a great weekend with their family and loved ones. I don't know what our schedule is going to look like for this weekend or what we can get out Sunday night for Monday like we usually do, but check our community tab on YouTube. That's where I'll do some posting to update you guys, also on X and on Discord, just to let you guys know. But yeah, I can't believe Christmas is here already. Time is flying by, and I feel like all I've done is research sports. But you know what? That is pretty cool. I love it. So we do have a tradition on Christmas in our family, me, my wife, and 2 kids, where she makes prime rib and we watch a Christmas movie. So it's good stuff. I love some prime rib. Leave a comment below. Let me know some of your Christmas traditions. I'm kind of a sucker for traditions. So, anyways, it's time to get started with it. If you were looking for the NFL game bets for Week 16, those are already out in a separate video. We release those every Wednesday night. We are now totally on the season up 16.20 units right now, which is beautiful. And we had a great start with the Rams -4. So we'll take it. If you like our videos, they bring any value or entertainment to you, $2.99 a month. Become a Jabo MVP. Hit that join button below, or on our channel page. May have to use a computer. Sometimes YouTube doesn't work on the cell phone. But anyways, thanks everyone for the support. In this video, start out with a little season recap. Let you guys know where we're at, because some of you guys have been asking for that in all these NFL videos. And then I got 3 favorite NFL player props. And then we got the special one. We got a nice little holiday parlay, baby. That's right. We'll talk about that. One anytime touchdown bet that I absolutely love. We hit it last week. And then we'll finish it off with the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Help this channel grow as we get oh so close to 19,000 subscribers. You guys freaking rock. So I appreciate it. Let's get into it, and starts with the recap. All right, here is the season overall record broken down. For those of you that do not see it on the Sunday night video, my game bets 35 and 23 up 10.58 units. Ryan 6 and 9 down 3.47. He has not got a bet for this weekend. He was pretty busy. Anytime touchdown bets 12 and 17 down 2.03, and the player props 37 and 26 up 11.26 units. Those trends parlays only 3 and 7, but we are up 9.16 units, which is what it's all about. But those are not official. Overall, we are up 16.20 units. Let's keep it rolling. See if we can hit 20 after this weekend. So that's the recap. And now, before we dive into my favorite NFL player props, let's check out the free square with Thrive. There it is. Russell Wilson over a half a passing yard is the free square with Thrive for this weekend. It's a 100% first deposit match all the way up to $250. It's been an unbelievable deal for a long time now, and it's eligible in over 30 states. You just have to use the promo code JABO to get all the way up to $250. They hand you free money and give you part of your first parlay. Take this Russell Wilson free square, add it to anything else that you like, any of my player props that I'm about to give you this video if you want. And you can have a 2-leg parlay, 3, 4, or 5. Those are the payouts. You just have to use the promo code JABO. So that's the free square with Thrive. And now let's talk some best bets. Let's get into it. 17-4 run. I want a freaking sweep this weekend. And we start out with a huge one. It's a kicker parlay, baby. Who doesn't want those? Gimme Tyler all about that base over 2.5 PATs, and Matt Gay over 1.5 PATs. Put it together for a nice juicy plus 159 on DraftKings. Now, all about that base. He is the kicker for the Buffalo Bills. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about on that song, go Google it. All about that bass. About that bass. Anyways, okay. You don't want to hear my singing voice anymore. But this 2.5 PATs, guys, this just means I need 3 touchdowns from the Bills. Just 3. They're playing a Chargers defense. My goodness, how hard can that be? The total touchdowns line is set for the Bills at 3.5. So this is kind of a sneaky way to take it down to 2.5. You guys have been listening to me all year. You guys know I like to do this. I almost bet this on its own. It was at -140. If you want to do it and you don't mind the juice, go for it. I just want to make this a little more spicy for you guys. I think -140 is just kind of lame, especially on a kicker. So, Chargers, they've given up 3 touchdowns per game on average, which is the 4th worst in the NFL. They now play a Bills offense that is playing much better coming off a game where they just scored 4 touchdowns versus the Dallas Cowboys. And the Bills have scored 3 plus touchdowns in 10 of 14 games this year. I know the Chargers are getting a new head coach. You can say they're going to rah all this about them, but guys, this team is eliminated. I don't think they're going to all of a sudden come out and be a good defense out of nowhere. So I think the Bills easily score 3 or more touchdowns, and then we just need base. I know it's Tyler Bass, but we need Tyler Bass to make his kicks. And I'm not going to sit here and analyze his kicks. I will just tell you that he's 37 for 38 in PATs this season. So give me all about that base, over 2.5 PATs. And then the next leg, Matt Gay. He is the kicker for the Indianapolis Colts, over 1.5 PATs. This means the Colts have to score 2 or more touchdowns. Something they've done, by the way, in 12 of 14 games this year. So it's been pretty easy for them. The Colts team total is set at 2.5. So again, we're only taking it down to 1.5 with this PATs. This one is a little juicier. So this one you don't want to take on its own. This is more to add to a parlay piece. They're playing the Falcons. They've been decent on offense or defense this year, but they still give up an average of 2 touchdowns per game at home. And this Colts offense has played surprisingly well this year. Gardner Minshew, the backup quarterback, the books have their team total set at 21.5. So I mean, they think they're easily going to score 2 touchdowns pretty much. So that's a good sign as well. But also, the Colts in general have scored the 8th most points this season, and that's with their backup quarterback. It's been pretty impressive. Jonathan Taylor is back for the Colts, which obviously helps that run game out. And Matt Gay got to make the kicks then. 32 for 33 on PATs this year. Good conditions in a dome. In fact, both of these kickers will be kicking in good conditions. One is in LA and one is in a dome. So give me all about that base. Give me Matt Gay for plus 159 as my first best bet. Okay, bet number 2 is a guy that we all know, Mr. Justin Jefferson of the Vikings, over 82.5 receiving yards at minus 114 on FanDuel. Jefferson is back and he is healthy. I think we're getting kind of a discount, honestly, for the best wide receiver in the NFL. That's right, I do believe he is the best wide receiver. I don't think I'm going out on a limb there saying that either. Lions, one of the worst teams in the league defending the number one wide receivers. Here's what they've kind of done recently: 68 yards and 94 to DJ Moore in the 2 games he faced him. 119 given up to Chris Olave, 74 to Jerry Jeudy, along with 71 to Sutton. They're kind of 1A, well, not really, but 1 and 2. And then 175 to Keenan Allen. That's right. 75 to Zay Flowers for the Ravens. Guys, Justin Jefferson is far and away better than every single one of those receivers. So, in his first game back, first full game that he has played since October 1st was last week. He had 10 targets, 7 catches, and 84 receiving yards. He's played a total of 5 full games this year. That's right, just 5. He played 2 other games where he got hurt. One was right at the beginning. Another one was, I think, first half as well. In those 5 full games, he has gone over this number in all 5 games, having no less than 6 catches. I know Nick Mullins is the quarterback now. I get that. But he's a quarterback who isn't really afraid to take chances down the field, which is always good. Give Justin Jefferson a chance. And they seem to have a good connection. Obviously, like I said, Justin Jefferson had a good game last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And really, I mean, what we need to remember is he is the best wide receiver in the freaking NFL. His lines earlier this year were close to 100, so I like that we're getting this. But this is a guy who started off the season by getting 150, 159, and 149. That was his normal the first 3 weeks of the regular season. He now faces a Lions team that has given up the 8th most passing yards on the road this season. So they struggle on the pass defense when they travel. And they're right in the middle of the pack on giving up receiving yards to the wide receiver position. So his line, like I mentioned, it was, I think at one point it almost hit 100, like in week 3 or week 4. But I like this number here. I think he's going to get at least another 10 plus targets for Justin Jefferson. So give me JJJ or JJ, I don't know. Over 82.5 receiving yards as bet number 2. Okay, my third and final bet before we get into our parlay of the weekend, it is Chuba Chuba Hubbard, over 70.5 rushing yards at minus 114 on FanDuel. First, before I get into the numbers and why I like this bet, is Chuba his real name? Please leave a comment. I didn't even check it, because if so, how did the parents think, hey, our last name is Hubbard, we should name him Chuba? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Chuba is an interesting name in general, but that's probably not his real name. It's probably like John or something. I have no idea. But okay, back to football. His role has completely changed with the Carolina Panthers since they fired their head coach, and I mean in a big way. In his last 3 games, he is getting a crap ton of carries. We're talking 25 carries, 23 carries, and 22. You know what he did with all those? How about 104 yards, 87 and 87 over this number easily in all three games? He is an ultimate bell cow running back right now. I almost went with his over 17 and a half rush attempts instead because, like I said, he's had over 20 in three straight games. But instead, I'm going to go over with the rushing yards because of the team that they face. So he's facing the Green Bay Packers. They are a team you want to fade in the run game, that's for sure, because they are 30th in rush yards allowed with a 138.8 rush yards per game. That's right, 138.8. I just need 71. Packers last 5 games. This is what their defense has done. They've given up 89 rush yards to Rashad White, 86 to Saquon Barkley, 110 to Isaiah Pacheco, 71 to David Montgomery on only 15 carries, and 64 to Eckler on only 10 carries. Eckler doesn't get many rushing yards, guys. His average is low, and they gave up 6.4 yards a carry to him. Now, with Hubbard getting 20 plus carries per game, I don't see how he doesn't go over this just easily. Even if he gets a little less, like I said, he's been getting over 20. So if he gets 18, 19, I still think it's going to be good enough. So I think it's going to be a low scoring game, as I talked about in the game bets on Wednesday night's video, and decently competitive. And that's what you asked for. And the Panthers, they're not always in all these games, but in the last three, he's still getting a ton of carries because this is a Panthers team that does not want to throw the ball. They just absolutely do not want to because they are a bottom three passing team and they don't want to see Bryce Young get killed back there. He is having a rough year. Give me Chuba Hubbard. Hopefully, they just lean on him yet again to go over 70 and a half yards for the fourth straight game. And now it's time to talk some parlay. All right, we are giving away our first player prop parlay of the season, and it is a holiday banger, baby. It is plus 352 on DraftKings. Give me Trey McBride over 61 and a half receiving yards. Give me Drake London Bridges falling down over 56 and a half receiving yards, and Baker Mayfield 200 plus pass yards. Now, I'm going to talk briefly about each one. Mr. Trey McBride, he is the tight end for the Cardinals. For those of you that don't know him, get to know him because he is one of the best tight ends in the freaking league. He is coming off a 10 catch, 102-yard game versus the San Francisco 49ers last week. He has just been an absolute stud with Kyler Murray, going over this total in 3 of 5 games, and he only missed one of those two they didn't by 2 yards. He's playing the Bears defense, who has given up the 13th most receiving yards to tight ends this season at 50.07 per game. But McBride is not your average tight end. He is an absolute stud. And in those 5 games with Kyler Murray, he has 2 games of over 100 receiving yards. He is going to be peppered with targets. There are no other weapons on this Cardinals offense. Give me Trey McBride over 61 and a half receiving yards. Second leg, Drake London over 56 and a half receiving yards. This guy and the entire Falcons offense is a team that you want to tail at home and fade on the road. They are horrendous on the road. They cannot score to save their lives. Now, London, he has gone over this 56 and a half total in 5 straight home games right now. The only one he did not was week 1 when the offense had no idea what they were doing. It was just ugly. But he's now gone over this in 5 straight home games. Give me, how about 172, 91, 125, 78, and 67. His lowest total receiving at home this year is 67. Again, not including week 1, of course. So he's just been absolutely blowing this out of the water. I know Taylor Heineke should be quarterback instead of Desmond Ridder, or he is going to be quarterback. I think it's a slight upgrade. Desmond Ridder sucks, guys. It's not going to get worse, I'll tell you that. He is now facing a Colts defense that has improved defending the run, but struggles versus the passing game. They have allowed the past 5 number 1 wide receivers to get over or to get 63 or more receiving yards. All I need is 57. That's right. So give me Drake London over 56 and a half as the second leg. And the third leg is the alternate line. So the first two are not alternate lines. This is Baker Mayfield, 200 plus pass yards. He had a career day last week. My goodness. Threw for 381 and 4 touchdowns. He's thrown for 200 plus yards in 10 of 14 games this season. And he now faces a Jaguars team that is struggling mightily to defend the pass. They are giving up 256.6 passing yards per game, 29th in the NFL, and they're pretty decent against the run, especially compared to their pass defense. So I think the Bucks are going to look to throw the ball a lot, and I think he has a good game here at home. All he needs is 200 plus, guys. That's it. His original line right now is 236 and a half. I maybe think he goes over that, but just in case there's a blowout, I just like the 200 plus. I think it's a safe bet just to get the odds up on these other two. So just a reminder, this is my parlay. I like the leg number 1 and 2 on its own, completely on its own. That is if you want to do that, go for it. This is just a parlay I'm putting together, and the whole point of these videos is to give you info, not for you to just look at my video and tail it exactly all the way. But I'm just giving you info so you can do whatever you need with your bets. Because as you know, I'm not a big parlay guy. So, but I want to put one together on the holiday weekend. Let's have some fun and get a winner. So that is the Christmas banger. Now let's talk our one and only anytime touchdown bet. Okay, just like last week, I'm only going to give you one anytime touchdown bet, and I'm not doing a half unit. I'm going to put a full unit on it. You obviously do whatever you need to do on it. I got Mike Evans, anytime touchdown, plus 105 on FanDuel. We bet him before, and my goodness, was he close to winning. He could not quite get the second foot down in the end zone. I was watching it. He was falling down, and his arm or hand hit just before his second foot. That one hurt me. But we're going back to the well. This guy is an absolute stud, one of the most underrated receivers in our generation. As I mentioned before, he has a ridiculous 11 touchdowns this season, and he scored a touchdown in 5 of 6 home games. He will be home this week, as we just talked about with Baker Mayfield. The Jags struggle to defend the pass, like I just mentioned. It's the same team, especially for touchdowns. They've given up the fifth most touchdowns to the wide receiver position at 15 already this season. You know what? Here's the bottom line: we're getting plus money for one of the top receivers in the league with a great matchup, who already has 11 touchdowns. He's a big red zone guy. He can get a touchdown on an 80-yard bomb. This guy is a stud. I'm surprised his odds are not like minus 130, to be honest with you. So sign me up. Give me Mike Evans anytime touchdown as my final bet of NFL Week 16. And let's check out the bets recap. All right, there it is. Tyler, all about that bass, no treble for the Bills, over 2.5 PATs, and Matt gave the Colts over 1.5 PATs at plus 159 on DraftKings. Second one, Justin Jefferson. You all know him. He is the man. Over 82.5 receiving yards at minus 114. And then give me Chuba Chuba of the Panthers, over 70.5 rush yards at minus 114. And then the holiday banger, baby, plus 352. Give me McBride over 61.5 receiving yards, Drake London over 56.5 receiving yards, and Baker Mayfield 200 plus passing yards. And then the one and only anytime touchdown bet. Let's see if we can make it 2 in a row after hitting Deebo Samuel last week. Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, anytime touchdown at plus 105. There it is, guys. Again, the game bets are out already in the Wednesday night video. These are all my player props for week 16. I really do hope everyone has a great holiday weekend. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me all year long, and it's just been absolutely incredible. I feel like we are a close knit community and a very positive community, which is what I've been striving for. So, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.